Did I get the wrong image product? Can I still kill crabgrass right now? And when can I cut my new lawn? Folks, I've got answers to these questions and more coming up on Garden Sense. Hey everybody, I'm Tim Ward and welcome back to Garden Sense. Well, folks, it's been some really beautiful but really hot weather for a lot of you, although we are starting to see some cooler evenings as we progress further and further into fall. So I've got a ton of emails that I had to sift through this past week, but I did select 4 for today's video podcast. So buckle up everybody, let's jump right in. The first question is from John. Tim, I ordered Image All-in-One and was sent Image Crabgrass Killer. I need All-in-One to kill my Bermuda grass. Help! All right, John, well, I'll be perfectly honest with you. This is my fault. Now, you did actually receive the correct product, but unbeknownst to me, the manufacturers of the Image All-in-One Weed Killer have actually rebranded their entire product line. And so that product that we have talked about for years, Image All-in-One Weed Killer, is actually now called Image Crabgrass, Nutsedge, and Weed Killer. It is the exact same formulation, but apparently we had not updated our website. So that has actually now been taken care of. So I deeply apologize for the confusion, but that product picture that you sent in, that is actually the correct product. So you can go ahead and use that on your lawn. However, it will not kill Bermuda grass, and unfortunately Image All-in-One has never killed Bermuda grass. You actually need a product called Teflon Ester. Put that down. You're going to need to make a couple of applications, and that's actually going to help kill and suppress the Bermuda grass that you are trying to control. So you do have the right product in terms of what you ordered, but I just want to make sure that you're aware it will not kill Bermuda grass. You need a product called Teflon Ester. Both of these products are available over at rosensonline.com. The next question is from Linda. Hi Tim, the crabgrass took over this year. Can I get ahead of it for next year now, or just wait till spring? To successfully control crabgrass, you actually want to attack it in both the spring and the fall, and you need some passive and proactive measures to take. So the first thing you want to do is head over to Rosens Online and pick up 2 products. You want to pick up Dimension. Dimension, when you put it down in your lawn, is going to create that chemical barrier that's going to help prevent new crabgrass from germinating. Now, ideally, if you are not overseeding, you would actually have put this product down a couple of weeks ago, preferably in August. That's really the best time, but you can certainly put it down right now and it's going to be effective. However, it doesn't kill any existing crabgrass. That's why you need to purchase the second product, and it's the product that we just talked about. It's the Image Crabgrass, Nutsedge, and Weed Killer. This is designed to kill crabgrass. So putting both of those products down now is going to kill the existing crabgrass and help prevent it from coming back. However, it's crabgrass, so you're never going to get it all. So in the springtime, I would say mid-April to early May, you want to put down a second application of Dimension. Then in that early summer, if you start to see crabgrass growing, starting to spread a little bit, you can put another application of that Image product down. At the end of the day, you want to put Dimension down twice a year. You want to put it down in that kind of late summer, early fall time frame if you are not overseeding, and then you want to do it again in that kind of mid to late springtime. The Image All-in-One, the Image Crabgrass, Nutsedge, and Weed Killer product is really just designed to kill any crabgrass that you may have missed. If you follow this regimen for the next couple of seasons, you're actually going to notice that your lawn is going to be completely crabgrass free, but don't let off the gas. Believe me, this stuff can come back with a vengeance. So again, we always recommend at least 2 applications of that Dimension, one in the spring and one in the fall. The third question is from Monique. Hi Tim, I planted some grass about a month ago. Now the grass has grown in. It's about 4 inches tall. When can I start to cut it? What's the best way to maintain it now? So now that the grass is about 4 inches high, it's perfectly okay to mow it. However, you want to make sure you are not mowing it too low. So I would recommend adjusting the deck height of your mower to between 3 and 3.5 inches. That's a really good height for a tall fescue lawn. Now, in terms of maintenance, what I would actually continue to do is put down Kickstart at least once a week for the next couple of weeks. Again, we want to really strengthen that root system. And if you haven't already done it, make sure that you are giving it Turf Trust fertilizers. Now, I have had emails from you in the past, so I know that you're using Turf Trust. So if you've already put that down, with that grass seed when you were, sowing it a month ago, you want to make sure that you give it another feeding of Turf Trust sometime between, the end of October and before Thanksgiving. So that fourth application in a full year calendar is going to be really, really important. Keep using the, Kickstart product. Make sure that you put down Turf Trust. And again, you should be able to get in at least another mow or two this fall. Your lawn should really, really shape up. And next spring, it's going to look absolutely beautiful. The final question for today is from Chris. Hey, Tim. As I was finishing an application of Weed Beater, it started raining. It rained for maybe 20 minutes and then stopped. Unfortunately, it rained overnight and things are pretty wet this morning. Was my Weed Beater application completely negated by the rain? Could I apply it again next week? So unfortunately, there is a very high probability that you are in fact correct. That Weed Beater application was completely negated because of the rain. At the end of the day, you need whatever product that you're putting down to dry completely, and oftentimes that's going to be a 24-hour period. Now, you may notice in the coming days where some of the weeds are starting to turn a little bit yellow. That's a good thing. That means it's starting to work. But my guess is the Weed Beater simply wasn't on your lawn enough to effectively kill any of the weeds. So I would go ahead and make a second application, a week or so after that first. But again, make sure that you're paying attention to how your lawn responds. If before you put down that second application, you are starting to see some weeds dying, that may mean that you were actually successful. Some of it did in fact dry, and that may cause you to actually wait another week or so before putting down another application. But if I were a betting man, I would actually say that you're going to need to put down another application. The rain simply washed away what you put down. Unfortunately, that's just a waste of time and money on your part, but it happens to the best of us. Sometimes that rain can pop up out of nowhere and catch us all by surprise. All right, everybody, just a couple final thoughts before we wrap up this week's video podcast. Folks, as I mentioned last week, right now over at rosensonline.com, we have our annual Fall Feeding Frenzy promotion. Now, if you're not familiar with this promotion, this is a 3-bag bundle of Turf Trust fertilizers. It can be the starter formula. It can be the maintenance formulation as well. It comes in the 10M size. It comes in the 5M size. So whatever you need in terms of lawn fertilization, we've got a package over there for you. So head over to rosensonline.com. You're going to get a break on the product price because of how it's bundled, and it's going to qualify for free shipping. Now, folks, I also just want to reiterate the whole Image all-in-one weed killer is now Image, crabgrass, nutsedge, and weed killer. Look, they've rebranded the product, which again is totally fine. They own it. It was just one of those things where I wasn't aware that rebranding occurred until literally the product started getting sent out the door, and we realized, one, we hadn't updated the website, and two, we hadn't let anybody know about it. So we had a couple of emails where people were saying, hey, this isn't the product that I normally receive. What should I do? Again, completely my fault. Please accept my humble apologies, but I assure you it is the exact same formulation. If you look on the active ingredients, they are identical. It's literally just the packaging that has changed. Folks, as always, if you have any questions that you would like us to feature on the video podcast, or you just need some help in your lawns or gardens, make sure that you send an email directly to me, tim@rosensonline.com. Give me a couple of days to get back to you, but as always, I promise that if I receive an email, you will get a personal response from me. Folks, thank you so much for all the time you spent watching this video. We really appreciate it. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the week. God bless.